night all the men would come around and lay their money down.
Boy, do I got server mad. It's true.
The following video is for entertainment purposes. Viewers are encouraged to do their own research and come to their own conclusions. It is my opinion that the truth will be what brings justice to Claudine Piter and Nicholas Godejohn and their families. It is also my opinion that people have conspired against these victims and perpetuated harm and grief. It is also my opinion that Ken Oker is spiraling out of control after the misogynistic attacks he made against both myself and Flawless Nina. Is Ken just like Gypsy? Is their relationship an arrangement? Did April, aka Fancy, conspire against Nick Godejohn with the help of Ken Oker? Is Fancy aligning with Bree to not be further exposed? Let me know your thoughts. In Dockler, we all fan.
Alright, everybody, introducing the one and only, the cat himself, Ken!
Am I gay? No. Am I bi? No. If I was, I would just say so, but I'm not. There's no shame in it. It's 2024. Are we gonna get a DNA test? We're gonna have to, but not worried about it.
Be nice.
It's Ken's baby for sure. We're planning a gender reveal party. We are, though. I am the daddy. Get over it.
By the way, we had Pink Pony Club in here.
Hey, Pink Pony Club.
Get fuck balls. Whoa, girl. Fuck. Wow. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Pink Pony, I enjoyed getting you booted from the book signing. I really enjoyed taking part in that.
Oh, the book signing that you weren't at while you were
working? I had a big part
working?
in that, getting you kicked out. It was fucking awesome to see. I loved it.
So you were working
What?
too?
You don't
Bloody fact.
Hold on. Let Pink Pony and Starlight, I'll let you talk. Pink Pony, you want to respond to? That's a very weird flex.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. I just love the fact that you paid for travel, accommodation to get down there for the book signing, and then we got your ass kicked out. I just loved that. And then watching you just kick rocks.
love
It's
that?
hilarious.
Why?
I loved
Can I
it.
say something?
Really?
Just proving more and more how much of a douche you really are, Ken.
That's totally fine. I mean,
Guys, let Pink Pony respond to that, please.
Try and harass somebody and then get kicked out of the door. So
She didn't harass anybody, number one, Ken. Come on, buddy.
Well, she planned to. So.
Okay, well, actually, Gypsy was harassing me via my TikTok about a week before the event. Number one.
I don't know
Number
about
two.
that, but,
Number two. Let me finish. Number two. I find it interesting that you are such a good multitasker that you could simultaneously be at work and have me removed from a book signing.
But go ahead.
Kudos to you. You just said that you were working and you didn't attend the book signing, and now suddenly you had a part in that.
Right? I can still text at work. But anyway, go ahead.
Are you going to let me finish, or are you going to keep talking over me?
Go ahead. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay, so the reason why I joined this panel is because there's a really interesting message from Fancy to Ken from years ago that was dumped from, I don't know, Fancy's files on Reddit, where Fancy is attempting to sabotage Nick with Ken's help. So I texted you that screenshot, Morbid. I would like Ken to address that. Fuck the book signing. Fuck the book signing. Address that.
Okay, so let's see if we could tackle it one at a time here. Let's get to the text. But why do you get so much joy, Ken, out of
I just find it hilarious that
out?
somebody traveled, paid for accommodations,
Do you
hotels
know-
to try and harass a book signing, and then got booted at the door. I just find that funny.
Ken, do you know the reason behind why? It wasn't to harass Gypsy. We were there for Dee Dee.
It was to honor Dee Dee. Do you have a problem with that?
I just find it funny that you got booted at the door. Hilarious.
You
Okay,
find it
but do
funny.
you have a
All
problem
right,
with
well,
that?
that's cool.
I find it funny that
all
Lifetime's
the money
not
you
paying you
wasted is
enough
just
that you
music to
still
my
have to
ears.
work
I
a
just
second
enjoy
fucking
it.
job. That's the funny part.
Cracking
The
up.
funny
Ooh,
part
crackling.
is you having
Pink
to work
Pony here,
multiple jobs.
Sure do.
Your mic
Are you
is
knocking a man for working a
crackling.
job? Hilarious. But go ahead.
Look, Ken. All right. So, well, So you were the one that actually initiated the removal of Pink Pony because she wanted.
Oh, I definitely had a part in it.
Where were you?
And that was just, it was so scrumptious to see.
What was your part?
To be honored here tonight at this imaginary event.
Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
Watching her get kicked out and then have to go
It was
on the corner.
Scrumptious. Where did you watch that, by the way,
hilarious.
Jen?
Is that my camera?
Jeanette, I almost went up last night. You know what, Rogie? I thought about going up there too.
What was it about last night? I'm sorry, but if he wants to make fun of me on there, this is what you don't understand, Jeanette. When he first started, I laughed and I ignored him.
To say that she died and then come in as her daughter.
Scrumptious.
Okay, so I understand Fancy's claim that Gypsy was not abused. Although I have done some research, I'd like to share some of my thoughts with you to dispute that. Okay, we can have a discussion or a debate, but do not interrupt me, Fancy.
Can I say one thing, please?
No,
I want to clear.
you can be kind, you can be generous, you can be thoughtful, and you can mute.
It's her turn to speak, Fancy. Shut your mouth for a second.
I actually wrote my thesis on this, so I will be happy to share a little bit. Excuse me, I'm speaking. Okay. I am happy to share my thesis with you. If you'd like me to stop, Bree, you're the host.
I just want you to admit that it's not medical child abuse.
I know what you want, Fancy, but this is not your show. It's Bree's, so kindly mute. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Justies for Dee Dee. Okay, can you guys block them?
I love each and every one of you, and I don't want to accuse any of you of anything. But I am going to repeat one last time. I do have a lawyer. I do have big people on this. And if you are fucking around with Natasha and you are giving her something, you will absolutely 100% be sued. Do you understand? I don't care if you're Tori. I will sue you. I don't care if you're Diana, Amanda, Diane, Lindsay, Lauren. Fuck, I don't care if you're Christy yourself. I will frickin' sue the shit out of you. Do you guys understand? I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you. But if there's anyone who has even remotely made a mistake, you need to fess the hell up right now. I don't think she has anything either. I think she's on a fishing expedition. However, if there is someone who has done something, oh my God, you guys are going to love this. So, you know, where Ken went into Michelle's group and posted that shit about me and everything. So Amy Lynn, who is one of the original moderators for Natasha that left and has been speaking out for me for a while now, she went in there and she defended me. And then, but that's not what is funny. She has decided that what she's going to do is she has posted so many discussion posts, like actual discussion posts, like what about the bus pass that people are claiming about? What about Nick's da-da-da? What about his father? Was he in his life? Each of these different ones over and over and over again. So basically what she is essentially doing is burying his post so far down the fucking line, no one will ever even see it. Like, how fucking hilarious is that shit? Okay, so this is the chat that has pretty much everybody who has access to the Nick infiltration. And if you didn't hear me in Team by Proxy, I'm going to tell you this right now. If anybody has talked about a drive, if anybody has told her about the emails in the drive, if anybody has shown her any emails in the drive, I will sue the ever-loving fuck out of you. So I would not suggest doing it. I do have lawyers and they will sue the crap out of you. Do you understand? So if that is what you are doing, if that is what you are here for, you might as well exit the fucking door because I will annihilate the shit out of you.
Gypsy is profiting off the crime. Every single one of you guys that talk about it is
So is Lifetime, so is A&E, so is HBO, so is everybody.
Okay.
But Gypsy is profiting off her own crime. That is the problem.
Well, do you
We are
know
profiting off of
that at
crime
one point,
in general.
do you know that it was actually, do you know that her family, Dee Dee's family, at one point when talking to Gypsy, told her that she should write a book?
Yes. I do.
And then what happened when she did?
I do understand. Look, here's the thing. I believe that the fault of Gypsy profiting lies on the Petri family. The Petri family could have, any time they wanted to, have stopped Gypsy from profiting. All they had to do
Why
was
aren't you
take her to court.
complaining to them?
I have.
Why aren't you
Do you know how
complaining
many?
to them?
Do you understand how long I've tried to get Dinah and all of them to come forward and talk? I've known Dinah for 6 years. This is not just a fucking new thing with her. I've known her for a long time.
I've never heard you say that it's y'all's fault that Gypsy is profiting off
You haven't sat on
this
my
crime.
panels enough then. I have been saying
I'm
it
not
to
saying
them.
your
I have
panels,
text
I
messages.
said in their
Why aren't you
panels.
suing them? Why aren't you doing this? Why can't you do that? I even have text messages of me sending it to Darla last year, Darla and Claudia. Look, this is how you can sue her. This is how you can take her to court for wrongful death. Please do this so she will stop profiting.
Well, the
I
good
have
news
done all
is...
that. So
the
don't
good
come at
news
me
is-
sideways about how I didn't do enough to stop it.
So the good news is, once this season is over, Gypsy will no longer be making any other shows, books, movies about anything. So that can be laid to rest.
And my question is, Fancy. Well, Fancy, you know the law pretty good. You seem to study it well. But, like, they can't sue for wrongful death. There's a statute of limitation, like 2 or 3 years in Missouri for a wrongful death lawsuit. You're giving them the wrong lawsuit to sue for.
Well, I don't think they can sue for anything anymore. I think that it's messed up. This is my opinion. Even if they could, I think it's wrong because at one point, because Gypsy was kind of blindsided by their the lack of support for this book, because they're the ones that told her that she should write a book about her life. And for them to now be against it, I think is really I think it blindsided Gypsy. And because you know what, I truly believe if they would have been against it, I don't think Gypsy would have done it. If they would have voiced that to her, but they told her that they're the ones who suggested that she do it. And I don't know, that kind of makes me feel bad for Gypsy because Gypsy was blindsided by their lack of support. And
well, I don't know about all that. I can't
that's what she
discuss
doesn't want
that.
to do. That's the last thing she wants to do is cause problems with them. Just like everybody's she's not going to let them see the baby. Gypsy has talked to them, and that's nobody's business, so I'm not going to say anything else, but Gypsy has talked to them, so Morbid needs to mind his own fucking business and stop trying to be the mediator between the two. Morbid is never going to be the mediator of Gypsy's child, between the Petries and her, with her child.
Well, and
I don't think the show has anything to do with the crime, so I feel like she's not proper.
No. If you were just doing her life after lockup show, if that's all that we're doing, and they were talking about baby daddies and Ken and Ryan and all that, you know what? That's no problem with that. That is her life. That is a reality TV show. She has a right to do that. That's not a problem. I don't have a problem with that. I don't. I think it's ridiculous because the only reason we're following them is because she murdered her mother. But that's fine. That's not my issue. That project right there, Life After Lockup, not my issue. Anything else that pertains to before she was arrested, that is my issue because it all bears into her crime.
But you have to think about it. The reason you reached out to
her
Christy,
story.
the reason you reached out to Christy was to produce a show about her.
I did.
So
That's because I believed. Listen, I believed the story. I believed it, and that's why I didn't have a problem. That's why I defended her for
would
Son
have
of
still
San
been
Juan.
profiting off the crime if
I
you
agree.
had done your
You're right.
story with the
You're
belief
right.
you had. So
You're right. But you have to understand, I don't see it the same way I did in 2017 when I approached Christy Blanchard. I don't even see it the same way I saw it 6 months ago. I began looking at this a way different. That's why there's a lot of things you guys haven't even heard me say yet, because I have not been telling everybody what I feel right now. Looking at the medical records, looking at the case file, I have a lot of questions that I'm trying to answer.
Y'all see this? I'm a threat to the convicted murderer's autograph signing. Me, a live streamer. Y'all see? I'm a threat to a convicted murderer. Me. That's hilarious.
Right. Over, and then it all became, we're not actually promoting anything, we're not actually organizing anything, it's a vigil, it's a protest, it's a hoo-ha, rah-rah, I don't freaking know, like, it was supposed to be.
Well, the thing is, we have the right to protest. At the end of the day, everybody has the right to protest if it's peaceful. So that's whatever. We don't have to agree with what the protest would have been about. The problem is, to do a vigil, that's when it becomes like, because it wasn't anything. It wasn't a protest or a vigil. It was them recording.
I call it the non-vigil vigil.
Because they never did, like, they stood across the street, and then they stood, well, first they was on this side of the street. They were zooming into the building with the camera. They were trying to get people in there to go whisper shit in Gypsy's ear.
Yep.
Like, it was,
and I was like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And then it was so funny because Pink Pony's talking about how she'd already gone to the police and you guys had threatened her and all this crap. And I'm like, okay, but her story didn't make any sense to me. She's like, okay, so I went to the police officer and I was showing him all these death threats and everything and all the stuff that the group was saying, which nobody's ever seen them, so I don't believe it. But she goes and tells them that, and then she's like, and then I was in the middle of talking to him and he just had to leave to go to the event. That's not how it works. If an officer is sitting with you taking a report, he has to finish his report.
Him inside, he's got to be like completely inside doing his thing. I said, so who's going to be out here protecting me? And they started to walk away, so I'm walking down that way, and they're like, you can't come any closer. They said you're a perceived threat. You have to be 100 feet away from the building. He said, this is your last warning. You have to stand down on the corner.
Walk closer. We don't want to.
They can't make you go down further, though. It is a public sidewalk, and
That's
if
what
they're
I'm
not
saying.
doing anything, they cannot make you go down there. They're going to intimidate you into thinking that, because they're going to use fear tactics. That's what their thing is.
Right, but
well, then I would just walk across the street and stand right across the street. And there's
It's
no
still
one there with
100
you at all. That's still 100 feet. You don't have to be down here. I don't understand. Like, you weren't doing anything. You had a ticket to be there, and they just keep you out because Mike Stanfield said so. Like, wow.
Yeah, he was there. He was there.
I know, I saw him. Oh, I know, I saw him.
I didn't see that.
I saw his nasty ass right away.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So okay, so you saw him. Did you see the bookstore lady acting like she was gonna grab my fucking phone out of my hand?
Yeah, and you were asking if anybody got it screen recorded. I did not, but once you're done with your stream, you can go into your back office and go into the live portion, and you can download that whole stream that you did.
1 hour later.
He can't just pick up in the middle of it and just walk off for some freaking event, unless it's a freaking 911 call. Like, are you serious? And then she's identifying every single person that they bought tickets so that they could go in line, and then she's wondering why they're being thrown out. I'm like, are you guys really this dumb? I mean, seriously.
I think only 3 people got thrown out. But
well, that's the 3 people that they paid for tickets for.
Standing.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I kept saying, she's like, well, we have to stand 100 yards back now. I said, actually, you don't have to do that, because I didn't feel safe for her. Like, I didn't feel safe for Pink Pony being down on the corner. Okay, I didn't feel safe about that, about her being down there all by herself. I was like, anything could happen. I'm not saying anything would happen from you guys. I'm just saying anything could have happened. Any other crazy person that wanted to come there and do whatever and saw her there could have done whatever they wanted. And I was very worried for her safety. But by being alone like that. So I was like,
didn't she have a cop standing right next to her though?
She did, but then he walked away. And I was like, okay, so you need to find a spot where you can still be seen and we can feel comfortable for you. And that's when she went across the street.
No, she went across the street because she had to, though. Because
but she didn't. Technically, she didn't. She could have stood right there on the sidewalk in front of the whole thing, and they could have done absolutely nothing.
That's the reason. The police did tell her to go across the street, and the only reason is because she didn't listen. She kept trying to get closer and closer.
Well, but for her own safety, she should have gone across the street.
Threatening? Oh, Jess, did you not hear it? You weren't here.
Oh, yeah, Jess didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it? You want me to play it again? I'll play it again. I'll play it again for you, Jess. Don't worry. I'm willing to oblige.
I don't think I've heard it yet either, to be honest.
Oh, fantastic. Then you're going to get a little treat.
Yeah, not all of it anyway.
Well, I've only got the 2 clips right now. I have the whole thing. I have the whole thing in its entirety, so I can hand that to the police and give it to them and be like, here's
yeah, wasn't there a part where they said they were going to drive your house and kick your ass?
Yes, they said they were going to get on a plane and come here. Yeah, and stalk me and harass me and kick my ass.
What is that even about? Are we grown?
Are we grown? For a plane ticket to come?
Are we grown?
Fool me?
Are we grown? Are we grown?
No, we're not, apparently. We're not grown. I'm telling you.
I'm so not about fighting people anymore.
If you had told me that this was going to be Dinah even 6 months ago, I would have told you, oh, fuck you, no. They didn't just threaten me either. They threatened Suzette.
Yeah.
They threatened Ivory Rose. They did threaten Bree. They threatened everyone. And it started long before this live. They were on Morbid's live, talking crap, and then they came to their own live. From what I can only understand is drunk musings. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only.
Yeah, alcohol and TikTok don't mix.
Don't mix. Really and truly, they don't. I don't know why anybody told them this. All right, so here's the first one. And I want you to see it because it is them. So you can see I am not doing anything. This is their freaking live. All right, here we go. This is the first one.
I'll give them my spotlight. I got a few. Put the spotlight on them when the gators feeding on their ass. That's what we're going to do. I'll give them my spotlight. I got a few. Put the spotlight on them when the gators feeding on their ass.
That's the first one. Here's the second one.
To be fed to the gators. Fancy about to be fed to the gators. Fancy about to be fed to the gators.
So, there you have it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And that was just the one that we clipped.
That's just part of it.
That's just the one we clipped. They said it again later. They talked about how they were going to be feeding on me. They were going to throw me into the gators. They wanted to come and drag my ass from Kentucky to do so. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
How old are they? Like
older than me, and I'm 50.
They're older than you?
I think so.
Talking like this?
53, yeah. Yeah, they're older than me, I think.
I'm 53, man. I ain't even trying to fight right now.
Who are these people? Who are these people? Well, that's the Petri family, don't you know?
Hello, everybody from Nelly Valley. I am making this video to address some things, especially a certain person, and she's gonna know who she is. So I would appreciate if y'all would share this out. I'm not gonna lose my mind. In fact, I really don't think she's worth the energy to lose my mind. So I'm just gonna say straight up, there were never any death threats. Not really. I mean, cracks and jokes, so few things, but in no way, shape, or form would we waste the time to go where she lives and harass her and stalk her or any of those things. I think what she did was she took bits and pieces of videos, lives, whatever, that she heard, and she's clipping them together to make it sound like we are threatening her and going after her. In no way, shape, or form do I believe she's going to go to the police department and file a report, because, I mean, there's context behind what was said. In fact, she seems to be going on other people's lives and saying these things to try and discredit us and make us sound like some Cajun maniacs, and we're not. To be honest with you, I don't even know why she's attacking us. She started this fight, and I guess we're just supposed to sit back and keep our mouths shut and not say anything. But if you've been in any of our lives, which a lot of y'all have, y'all heard what we've said. A lot of it's jest, or said in jest, and stuff like that. But I mean, if she wants to hit the circuit, more power to her. She just looks like an idiot because everybody knows that she keeps saying these things. And she does it to everybody she has contact with. I have nothing really to apologize for, so I'm not going to apologize. This is me, and I'm sure people will attack me. I'm a 54-year-old woman, a grown-ass woman who owns her shit. And, I mean, if this person decides that she wants to, come at me, then, whatever. She's going to say what she's going to say. But she's been out there for what, 8-9 years, and she's claiming that, you know, she's done all this stuff and she's done all the work, but what has it gotten her? She's having to do battles for to pay her light bill. I mean, if you've written 3 books and you've done all these great, fabulous things, then, I mean, for God's sakes, a house full of people, why are you having to do battles on TikTok to pay your lights? That's baffling to me. For someone who, you know, who's been to school and done all these things, you would think that, you know, she'd have ways to bring in income, some kind of way, you know. But anyway, I'm not gonna attack her. Maybe not. But what I will say is that, on my part, if she feels the need to clip, edit, paste things of, you know, that she's saying that I'm saying, y'all hear me right here, right now. I do not stutter. Ever do I stutter. I do not drink. I have not had a drink. I can't even tell you when the last time I had a drink. 20, 30 years ago, maybe. Something like that. So there's no alcoholic rants going on. She's doing anything and everything to make us sound like, you know, we're less than her. Again, you know, my light bill is usually paid months in advance. We have running water. My children are fed. We have a roof over our head that we own. Is that what it is? You see where we own? You would Google us. And you want a piece of our pie. Shit that we worked hard for. Not behind a, you know, a keyboard. You know, I'm sorry that your life, you know, with all these accomplishments, that you're renting an apartment and, you know, you are not happy. Or whatever. You know, in this whole thing that you just want the truth. For somebody who spouts out lies the way you do and attacks people, you know, credibility is shot to shit. But you just keep being you because you're entertaining the masses. And if people want to continue to follow you and listen to the things that you say and believe the things that you say, then, you know, that's what they call cognitive dissonance. You know those big words, right? Yeah, so do I. Because, you know, I'm not uneducated. So you can take your smug self, you know, with your network and all that. And you can spout out your lies because we've caught you in a bunch of things too. But if you're going to say that you've caught me in lies, then go ahead. And I've never threatened anybody else. I confronted people. I called them out. Because that's, you know, that's usually what you do, right? When, you know, people try to, you know, attack your culture, attack your community, things like that. You know, we're not supposed to, like, we're supposed to just, like, put our head, you know, under a blanket and say, oh, no. Well, we don't do that here. You should know that, right? Because you've been here, spent time with people from here. You know us, right? Okay, so I'm just putting it out there, that over here on the volume, we don't make threats. If you want to take them as threats, go ahead. That's on you. But I will make this suggestion to you. Keep my name, my family's name, that's including Dinah, you know, out your damn mouth, your foul mouth. Because 99% of the people out here in the TikTok, YouTube world, we know that you're full of shit. Okay? We see you. We see you for who you really are. And it's kind of crazy that, you know, you can change your mind after holding documents and information and all this stuff. You can change your mind after 9 years. Right? Took you that long apparently to read it. But the Petri family can't. We can't. The public can't. But that's because we're not you, right? April Johns, you can do whatever you want. You can call out whoever you want. You can threaten whoever you want. You can't afford gas or lights. How many battles are you going to have to do to get an attorney to file a false police report? You don't scare us because your words mean nothing. It's like you're blowing wind. That's all you are. Bunch of hot air. When they let you go out the balloon, girlfriend. So, if you want to be and act like a grown-up, because it's acting right, because you're such a great actress, you know, Jimmy apparently millions of, and then somebody apparently stole it from you or kidnapped you or whatever, I don't know. I don't know what your story's going to be this week. Okay. But if you want to have a grown-up conversation and talk things over, you know, like what we wanted to do on the panel, but you kind of skedaddled and had your temper tantrum, because see, you assumed that we were going to talk to you that day on the panel. We were going to talk to you, but you had your temper tantrum and we never got a chance to. And you blew shit out of proportion and then you went running your mouth all over the place. This is what you always do. Okay, so if you want to sit down, have an adult conversation, and everybody hear it, then let's do it. Let's do it. Stop blocking people so we can't see what you're posting. Stop blocking people so that, you know, if you got something to say, then let's say it. Okay, so that's my challenge to you. Be a woman, put your big granny pants on, and let's discuss. I won't blow up on you. I'll actually sit back and listen to you. See what all your accusations are and all that. And I suggest that you stop clipping, editing, and posting clips of lives. You're grabbing all these different things and you're putting them together to make it sound like we're attacking you. Honey bun, if I'm gonna attack you, I'm gonna attack you to your face. I can do it right here, right now, but I'm not. So, challenge. Let's do it. Let's get on the panel and let everybody hear it. You can say your piece, we'll say our piece. But if you don't, then that proves that you're just running around lying and making things up and trying to make us all sound bad. So, this is to you, April Johns, aka Fancy Maselli, whatever the hell your name's gonna be next week. Okay? Alright. And to the PK2I tribe, thank y'all. Thank y'all very much for supporting us. Because I know y'all see it. Peace, love, joy, and light, my peeps. Y'all have a great one. Till next time. Bye.